How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning into my video. Two Democrat congresswomen have sent a letter to the acting director of the ATF wanting them to do something about Glock switches or auto sears, even though they're already illegal and against the law for most people to own. Before I continue with the video, if you enjoyed this video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please take time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notification bell. It helps the channel out and it's greatly appreciated. This letter is dated April 11th, 2022, and it's only signed by two members of Congress, both of which are Democrats. One is Lizzie Fletcher, and the other is Carolyn B. Maloney. Dear Acting Director Richardson, thank you for your work to keep our community safe. We are writing to ask for your urgent attention to growing gun violence throughout the country, including the increased use of illegal machine gun conversion devices known as auto sears or switches. In January 2022, a gunman shot 3 Houston police officers with a barrage of automatic gunfire using an auto sear that converted his semi-automatic pistol into an automatic weapon. These devices, which can allow weapons to fire at a rate of up to 1,200 bullets per minute, make shootings more deadly, make our law enforcement officers' jobs more dangerous, and increase the risk that innocent bystanders could be injured or killed when such a volume of bullets is unleashed. While federal authorities have announced charges against 19 individuals in the Houston area who have used auto sears to commit violent crimes, including murder, use of these dangerous modifications is becoming more common around the country. Just last week, a tragic shooting in Sacramento involving at least one gun that had been modified with an auto sear killed 6 people and wounded 12 others. Officials estimate at least 100 rounds were fired. In Washington, D.C., the number of guns with auto sears the Metropolitan Police have recovered have been steadily increasing, doubling from spring 2020 to spring 2021. And according to Fred Melanowski, special agent in charge of the Houston Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, the amount of guns modified with auto sears seized by law enforcement across the United States has quintupled since 2020, from 300 guns in 2020 to more than 1,500 in 2021. ATF must do more to protect communities across the United States. Often auto sears come from overseas, but even more troubling, according to Stefan Galloway, the ATF's Assistant Special Agent in charge for Los Angeles, law enforcement is recovering devices at crime scenes that are manufactured with a 3D printer at home or in machine shops. Just 3 weeks ago, the New York City Police Department announced the arrest of a Brooklyn man for 3D printing gun parts, including auto sears, and assembling and selling ghost guns. As you know, the National Firearms Act regulates machine guns as well as any part designed and intended solely and exclusively, or combination of parts designed and intended for use in converting a weapon into a machine gun. ATF has previously issued rulings on auto sears that only regulated certain auto sears by the National Firearms Act. However, there are multiple avenues to acquire these parts and a growing willingness by the gun industry to market these products. Less than 1 month after the 3 Houston police officers were wounded by a Glock with an auto sear, a major gun distributor posted a video on Twitter celebrating a Glock equipped with an auto sear. We urge you to issue updated and explicit guidance on auto sears, put a stop to gun companies pushing the legal limits on these devices, and provide additional resources to help rid communities like ours of these dangerous devices. Thank you for your attention to this important matter. We look forward to working with you to make our communities safer for everyone. This year, I've made a handful of videos about the ATF arresting individuals and charging them and or convicting them of selling these Glock switches / auto sears. And all of the stories that I've done so far this year have come from Democratic-run cities, mainly in the northeast of our country, like New York City, Philadelphia, and Chicago. When this was put out on Twitter, somebody responded to it saying, "Don't they already know these are against the law? What more do these two congresswomen want the ATF to do?" Putting out a letter saying they're now doubly against the law. No matter how many anti-gun laws are passed and put into place, it's not going to stop a criminal from obtaining them and using them. That's why they're called criminals. As always, let me know your thoughts about the story in the comment section down below. And as I mentioned at the starting of the video, if you enjoyed this video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please take time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.